たくないやり直しができるならすぐ伝えたい何回でも言えるほど勇気はないんだけど抱きしめるよりもキスをして時間の流れを追い越すほどあの約束の日をずっと覚えてる何度でも君を好きになるいつだって私が先だから今日から独り占めするの君だけど二人の時間さえもChrono Clock.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Chrono Clock. And welcome to the first episode of Michiru's Route. So, without further ado, let's start, shall we? I'll see you at the first multiple choice segment. Here we are, and here, of course, we choose go with Michiru and Misaki. Let's skip to the second and last multiple choice segment. And this time we choose I don't see Misaki as a romantic interest. I don't view Misaki as a potential romantic interest.
ありがとうございます
What are you thanking me for? Huh? Before I could finish my question, I suddenly found myself staring at the ceiling for some reason. Michiru's slightly blushing face was in front of me, blocking the light. She pushed me down?
とうとう積年の思いが成就するのですね感激で言葉もありません
I'm beyond words myself. What are you doing?
言葉にできないのでしたら態度で示してくださいませ
A soft smile floated onto Michiru's face as she brought her lips closer to mine. That's when I realized this wasn't one of her usual jokes. She was dead serious. Wait, Michiru, don't do anything crazy here.
私は限りなく冷静です
Ah, damn it, you really are crazy. Even though I was the one freaking out here. In any case, this was a fucked up situation to be in. Michiru would ordinarily never have tried to cross that final boundary without my permission, but honestly, talking of fucked up, I definitely had fucked up here. Even though I was surrounded by beautiful girls like Makoto, Misaki and Didi, I could not come to a final decision about any of them. It must have meant that, somehow, one way or another, I must have had feelings for Michiru. But never mind that, I have to get out of this predicament. Alas, the spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak. I wasn't budging from where I lay.
兄様下からそのように突き上げられては困ります私も初めてなのですから
Are you nuts? Just get off! Hey, why can't I move? I was seriously putting every ounce of my effort into trying to break free, but even my masculine strength was no match for her. Is she really that strong?
知っていますかテコの原理と人間工学の応用ですこんなこともあろうかと毎日イメージトレーニングを積んでおいた甲斐がありましたね
What kind of fantasies go through that skull of yours anyway?
私も無理やりにキスや小種をねだるつもりはありませんよ
Michiru lowered her voice.
ですが兄様は美咲さんではなく私を選ぶと言ってくださいました情熱的な告白を受けて私の体もほてってしまったのです
She was so incredibly serious about how much she actually liked me, I was beside myself. Michiru's skin was usually cold to the touch, but right now I could feel the heat coming off her body in every place her skin was pressed against mine. What I said was, I don't view Misaki as a potential romantic interest. I never said I'd chosen you. Michiru's body froze up.
でしたら他に意中の女性が
That's not it either. I took a deep breath, trying to slow things down. I was starting to calm down, but perhaps it was better for me to be freaking out. Once I assessed the situation, realizing that I was pressed against Michiru's body quickened my pulse. To Michiru, who perceived the world through touch rather than sight, everything about me was ripe for the taking at this moment. If you want me to be clear, I have started to perceive you as someone of the opposite sex.
では
But even if I have those feelings, that doesn't necessarily mean I could actually date you. Heh, why not? I quickly appended that last bit before she got too overjoyed. Even if I am thinking of you that way, you're still my precious little sister. I can't bring myself to rush into this. You can't just use the process of elimination to say that I've chosen you just because I said I haven't chosen Misaki. I want to be sure that I'll be able to make you happy before I commit to that decision. Even though Michiru couldn't see, I looked directly into her eyes as I proclaimed that.
兄様は
Her gaze met mine as she murmured my name. Her unseeing eyes were filled with tears.
兄様はそうやっていつものように私を誘惑なさるのですね
Hey! You call that tempting? I just turned you down here.
みちるはもう兄様への思いで胸が苦しくなってしまいました
That's no reason to start undressing on me. I thought she was going to do that, but she didn't show any signs of intending to. Rather, her reaction to my words was almost non-existent.
思わせぶりな態度には困らされてしまいましたが本気だからこそ我慢しなくてはならないというのは悩ましいですね
Michiru. Even the sad, bitter expression on her face was seductive. I couldn't deny that she was an attractive woman. But all the same, I knew full well that these were feelings I shouldn't be having for my own sister. Even when Michiru loosened her grip on me, I couldn't bring myself to move away from her.
でしたら前借りはできませんか
She gently traced a line across my chest with her finger. It was as if she wanted to check whether my heart was racing in my chest.
この思いを鎮めるためにいつかという約束が夢ではないという確かな証を今くださいませせめて今から私のすることを止めないでください
Michiru's seductive fingers traced their way across my chest, up my neck, and finally all the way up to my face. The instant her caresses reached my lips, I swallowed a lump in my throat.
私への思いがわずかでもあるならお慈悲を
You mean...
そもそも私を幸せにする確信だなんて必要ないのです
Michiru smiled ever so slightly.
私は兄様と一緒ならいつでもどのような状況であっても幸せですだから兄様お願いします
Michiru slowly closed her eyes. Even now, I couldn't stop her. Undoubtedly, Michiru would be happy even if I decided to take her right here and right now. But I wanted to forge a more concrete, lasting happiness between Michiru and me. So, I'm sorry, Michiru. I had to refuse. Michiru's entire body trembled. She wore an expression clouded by uncertainty as she opened her eyes. How could I make Michiru say all those embarrassing things before I had the courage to stop her? I'm such a fucking worm. I'm in love with you too, but right now I can't return your feelings. I didn't want this kind of cheap happiness in my future with Michiru. My future, my present, or my past. Michiru caressed my cheek with one hand, which gave me an opportunity to grab my watch from my pocket. Instead of hurting Michiru's feelings, I ought to just turn back time. Huh? I swung my arm in an attempt to throw the pocket watch into the ground, but it was still in my hand. Upon my hand, which held the watch, Michiru had placed her own hand. Michiru's hand moved, trying to determine what I was holding in my own hand. Just forget about it. Trying to push her off with my right hand, I ended up throwing off her equilibrium and she came down crashing on top of me. Her soft, ample bosoms were pressed against my chest. No, it's an accident, alright? Shit! In Michiru's head, I've already given her my consent. That's not it either! It's the watch! That's the watch you're feeling. As Michiru and I both squeezed tightly at the watch, I could hear a cracking, metallic sound emanating from it. How can you hear that? Hey, wait. You're gonna break the... Oh, wait. It might be better if we broke it. I closed my eyes to resist the temptation of her body and tightened the grip of my right hand. I wasn't able to throw it upon the ground as usual, so smashing it with sheer force of will like this was my only option. No matter how tough it is, it can't be that hard to break a complicated mechanism like this. Praying for Michiru's happiness, I squeezed as tight as I possibly could. Then, as if my prayers had been answered, I heard the gears beginning to shriek. Well, looks like it didn't work. The sound of the watch shattering. Once I heard that, all the tension drained from my body. In the next few moments, that same feeling of time rewinding which I had experienced so many times before would... Huh? Or rather, should have become apparent, but Michiru was still on top of me. I wondered if perhaps more than 5 minutes had passed since she pushed me down, but something else didn't seem right. Right. 5 minutes ago, the watch was still in my pocket, but I could still feel it in my hand. Never mind that. Why didn't we go back in time? The pocket watch broke, didn't it? Why is your voice acting? It wasn't completely smashed, so I couldn't quite figure it out. Since I normally threw it at the ground, I couldn't tell exactly what had happened when it was in such an ambiguous state.
よろしくお願いいたします。
Damn it! This isn't the time to get lost in my own thoughts! The pocket watch had thrown me into confusion, but if I didn't do something about these circumstances right now...
大丈夫?
Wait, whose voice was that? I'm not really okay. Honestly, I'd really appreciate it if you could get off me. 兄様、どなたと話されているのですか? Who? What? もしや、緊張で幻聴が... いけません。おかしなところがないか、今すぐ確認いたしましょう。ねえねえ、何がおかしいの? That isn't DD's voice, right? I think there's a whole lot of things wrong with the fact that you are trying to take my pants off, woman. どうしてお洋服脱ぐの? That's what I'm asking. Huh? あら? Naturally, we both stopped upon realizing something was off. What the fuck? Who's this? She looks kinda like a lolly version of Michiru. But the real Michiru is here too, so... What's going on? I had no idea when she'd entered the room, but there was a little girl standing there, staring at us. Who are you? The mysterious girl cocked her head to the side. She was staring at us with intense curiosity. Oh crap, this is a situation we shouldn't be letting a kid see. Missy? お嬢さんじゃないよ。Oh, sure. I hesitated, unsure of how to deal with this unfamiliar girl. Still watching the girl as she stood there, I felt an odd sense of familiarity about her, which served to pile more confusion onto this already confusing situation. I've seen this girl before. I feel like I might even see this girl every day. 兄様、誰がいるのですか? Well, a little girl with black hair. Wait, I get it. Of course, she seemed familiar to me. This girl was the spitting image of Michiru some years prior to now, at least from what lingered in my memory about her. 何がわかったんです? Michiru was aware of someone being there, but since she had no way of seeing who it was, her expression was nonplussed. Anyway, just hurry up and get off me. Even you wouldn't want to let a child see something like this going on, right? 仕方ありませんね. Michiru finally dismounted herself from me, turning her attention to this strange new intruder. For crying out loud! 子供でしたっけ? Michiru looked back and forth, trying to discern where the girl was through her sense of hearing. I wanted to give her a piece of my mind for what she tried to do a minute ago, but there was a much more important issue at hand right now that needed solving. お兄ちゃんたち、何してたの? The little girl tilted her head in confusion as we both turned towards her. It was nothing. Don't worry about it. 気を利かせては欲しかったですけどね. Let's just ignore my sister's griping for now. Nice to meet you. First things first, we needed to get the introductions over with. Was she a relative's kid coming over to play? Where was she from anyway? As I thought about those things, the girl straightened up her posture. はじめまして. Oh, how cordial. Even if she was young, it seemed she'd been taught to mind her P's and Q's quite well. What's your name? お名前? Yeah. 兄様、ナンパですか? How can you jump to that conclusion just because I ask her name? Besides, how could I even look at a kid in that way? 女の子相手でしたら、言葉を交わせる以上、乙女として接しなければ失礼ですよ. If I was seriously trying to hit on this girl, the cops would be all over me. While we continued bantering, the mysterious girl fidgeted about nervously. 名前は、私は、ミチルって言います. What a coincidence!
あら
The younger girl who called herself Michiru was taken aback by our response.
いえ、みちるちゃん、私と同じお名前なんですね。お姉さんもみちる？ええ、兄様の思いで心を満たされるのみちるです。
That's certainly one way of explaining it. When Michiru was in the hospital, I should have asked one of the doctors to take a look at her head while they were examining her. The girl shook her head again.
満たされる？みちる？
Maybe she doesn't know how to read that one.
よほど幼い子のようですね。
Oh, by the way, I'm Rei. Nice to meet you, Michiru.
レイ？
Yeah, I'm not really big on my last name. Thus ended the introductions. Now we needed to focus on the problem at hand. So then, little Michiru, do you know what your last name is? What kind of name might a girl like you have?
サバタリ。
Michiru and I froze where we stood. What? Let me just vet that with her. Michiru Savatari? The girl energetically nodded her head. Well, her enthusiasm was great and all, but... Did one of our relatives have a daughter named Michiru?
あいにくそのような子がいたら兄様以外の人間に興味のない私でも記憶していると思います。
Hey, you better apologize to Miu and Misaki for that little comment tomorrow.
ねえ、お父さんとお母さんは？
You weren't with them?
さっきまで一緒だったよ。
At home?
お家ってどこなんですか？ここだよ。ああ、困りました。拉致が開きませんね。
No. Wait a minute. The girl's answer was giving me a serious feeling of dread. She looked just like a younger version of Michiru, with the same name no less, and was confident that this was her own house. And she appeared at the very moment the pocket watch broke. Which would mean...
私たちの子供ということですね。
And what, may I ask, led you to that particular conclusion?
そうですね。兄様のヨーグルトをいただいてもいないのに現れるとは気の早い子ですよね。
That's not the damn point! There is a child right in front of us, and she blurts that out. Fuck me!
ヨーグルト？
Ow! It's nothing. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Nope. What kind of shit is she trying to put into this kid's head? Ugh, what on earth is wrong with you? I buried my head in my hands.
レイ、頭痛いの？
Oh, no, I'm alright.
痛いの痛いの。飛んでいけ。
Thank you, little Michiru.
どういたしまして。
This kind young girl who went by the name of Michiru made me feel a little better.
この小娘は幼いということを武器に露骨に兄様のポイントを稼いでいますね。
Meanwhile, the adult on the outside, but still a child on the inside, Michiru, was seriously starting to get on my nerves. Yeah, she gets on my nerves, but I'll be damned if she isn't in her prime. But never mind that, I had to focus on the issue of how this little Michiru got here to begin with. I need to step out and get some air for a minute, so can you two just wait here? Just as I was about to step out of the room, I stopped for a brief moment. Michiru's... Man, this is confusing.
だいたい言葉遣いでどちらのことを言っているのかはわかりますよ。
Okay then, as I was saying, Michiru's in your hands for now.
なんだかわかりませんが、お任せください。わかりました。
Hearing a response from little Michiru as well warmed the cockles of my heart. Taking the broken pocket watch in my hand, I stepped out into the hallway.